All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachahakodah, Shalom, to the 144,000 in the hopeful elect. Shalom, Barakathum. Double honor to the elders and apostolic great millstone. Shalakia. I want to go rolling through the spirit. All right, on the topic of Vulcanalia. All right, it's basically Vulcanalia this week, the festival. All right, now this was ancient Rome. What you would basically see is a bunch of Roman Edomites running around outside of a mountain or a volcano. They have something called a fire festival. All right, you had one of those, basically like a reincarnation of it recently, but it was a shit show. Basically, you know, I forgot what happened, but basically a lot of people got injured or died, I believe there. But you can look up Fire Festival, F-Y-R-E. They're talking about doing another one, you know. But that's basically those old pagan Roman gods that basically came back into the earth, and you would celebrate it around this time, around the end of August, basically. I believe August 22nd or 24th or something like that. All right. No, it's the 23rd. It's the 23rd because on August 24th in 79 AD, that's when you had Pompeii go down. All right. The great city of Pompeii. Now, all right. Now, before I play a little bit of this video and get some precepts here, I want to show you on here where Pompeii is. All right, now you should be somewhat familiar with the map of Italy. All right, but I'll try to get this on camera best as I can. All right, you can see that. So right here by Naples, all right, you see Naples there. It's not focused, but if I can focus it in. Can't read it backwards anyway. But that's Naples right there. All right. It's a little bit south of Rome, and right above Naples, you have a mountain called Mount Vesuvius. Mount Vesuvius is what erupted during 79 AD during the matter of Pompeii, which Pompeii was basically like the Epstein Island of the ancient Roman Empire. All right. Same freakisms. You know, they was in there doing all kind of things with, you know, some of the images survived, the frescoes and the paintings. Some of the corpses were so well insulated in ash, volcanic ash, that you can tell that it was a male or a female. There's a dog there in some cases, just buried. Okay, and yeah, there's images of them with goats and kids and all kinds of stuff, man. All right, that was Mount Vesuvius, just to get you the backdrop. I'm gonna play some of this video from Redacted. All right, and then I want to read a little bit about the pagan tradition of Vulcanalia, which, you know, Esau is really in right now, which is the fire festival, the volcano festival.
Now, Italy is about to explode. 39,000 years ago, massive mega volcanic eruptions in Italy sent Europe into a volcanic winter, and it led to the extinction of the Neanderthals. Worldwide destruction, by the way, darkened skies, widespread famine, total destruction, wiped out crops around the world, not just in Italy.
Now they're saying 39,000 years ago, but we know that that's not the case. It was much more recently. You had volcanic eruptions that go down, you know, in these various regions. That each can kind of tell something went down there, but it makes sense why Japhet was in that part of Europe, but then they ended up scattering out into the Isles, you know, because, you know, you do have volcanic. I mean, it could shut down the whole world, man. One volcano, you know. If it's big enough and there's enough smoke, I mean, you can go out and on a ship, you can't see nothing, even in daytime. We'll listen.
Was happening there, of course, but around the world. And guys, right now, the very same thing is getting close to happening in Italy, at the exact spot. The exact same spot. And the Italian government is sending all sorts of mixed signals about this, but one thing is abundantly clear. Italy needs to start mass evacuations right now, or expect a huge loss of life thanks to a hotbed of volcanic activity, thanks to 24 separate volcanoes that are showing dangerous signs of exploding. I mean, take a look at what's happening right now. This isn't just an Italy story, by the way. This is a worldwide event, which we'll explain here in a minute when you understand the context and how how widespread this will be. It's not just about Italy. It's not just about Europe. Earthquakes have been hitting this region one after the other, showing signs of massive explosions coming. Here's just an Italian news report from the other Night Watch.
Now, one thing I'll explain, all right, during the time of Pompeii, they were celebrating Vulcanalia this time of the year. Now, Pompeii, they were celebrating Vulcanalia, and why were they getting so excited during Pompeii? Is because the same thing was happening. A lot of earthquakes and rumblings were going around. All right, the earthquake, the volcano became active. They saw it spewing up smoke and lava. All right, and they took that as a sign that the god Vulcan was dealing with them, and he was. He gonna deal death to you, man. All right, because that's a demon that's attached to a dumb idol, man. That's really what it is. Vulcan is a real demon attached to a fake idol. That's who Vulcan is, the god of fire, volcano, and he got they stupid ass, man. All right, here they was thinking they were celebrating. They heard the same rumbling that these people are. Didn't take warning. They sat there, all right, and they died horrific deaths. The Most High judged them, man, horrifically. Keep that in mind. These people are getting the same warning, okay? And they're just sitting there like they don't know what to do.
Earthquakes. Buildings rocked.
A Pozzuoli, Luigi ha il negozio di autoricambi di fronte a quello di Antonio, che sta guardando sul suo telefonino le foto delle...
all over that region now, thanks to these earthquakes. That is incredibly commonplace. Tourists, maybe actually let me know in the comments below how many of you just recently been in the waters of Italy, traveled to Italy recently, and have noticed something similar. But we're getting lots of reports of tourists who are saying there was something very odd going on. For instance, Daniel says, I'm currently in Italy. And I was in Carole, I hope I'm saying that right. When I was swimming, I saw bubbles rising up from the sea floor, strong smell of sulfur. Yeah, Get ready, folks, because it's coming. Now, going back to 1948, Billy Meyer published warnings that this was coming to Italy. He's published these in verifiable copyrighted materials in the 1940s and in the 1980s. That's why we've been tracking this story. He's written extensively about the coming destruction of Europe, and what he wrote about is happening right now. You can deep dive, by the way, into Billy Meyer if you want to, the Billy Meyer materials if you want to, and verify it for yourself. Don't just blow it off, but actually deep dive it. I think you'll be stunned. It'll blow your mind. Some of you are very familiar with the Billy Meyer materials. I'll see it in the chat and you'll point it out. Some of you might not be ready for that. That's okay. We're all at different stages of awakening and awareness and open-mindedness with these things. That's okay. If you're not into that part of the story, that's fine. Or you want to sort of block it out and compartmentalize it, then fine. Then just look at all of the news reports that have been coming out over the past few weeks confirming all of this data.
So they're ignoring it basically. But let me get a quick precept. This has been rolling for a minute. Okay, this is Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. All right, meaning we quit sinning and Esau kept going. Okay, and this is where we are now. You know, we are men that have repented and came back to the Lord, yet Esau still wants to do us dirty. And that's a big no-no. The Lord's not going to let that happen, man. That was more than likely what was happening around 79 AD, because, you know, we had to flee from a persecution in 70 AD, you know. So I'll speculate, but I you know, I wouldn't be shocked at all if you still had a lot of major persecutions of Jake where they could find him all throughout the Roman Empire, man, because Nero painted a really wicked image of us, had us expelled, and they chased us into West Africa, a lot of us. okay? Had us expelled, and they basically wanted to kill you. Like, you remember like how Jim Crow was? If you saw a nigga, it was basically free game. It's however that Edomite is feeling that day. That's how it was in ancient Rome after 70 AD, man. All right, so you can imagine around 79 AD, the Lord might have just got tired of that shit, man. You know? All right, they're like, all right, they scattered. Stop it, you know? You know, we'll see. We'll find out the real story, but I found this particular story interesting because the Lord does get down that way. He does warn you before he utterly destroys you, man. He made Jonah, he grabbed Jonah, put him back in a whale, trying to escape on a boat, pulled him back to Nineveh to go preach. All right? It ain't because he loved the people of Nineveh, but it's because the Lord gets down by warning before he destroys, man. And this volcanic eruption, these tremors they're feeling, that's a warning. We're warning you, all right? Anyway, this is why this is happening to these people and why it's going to get way, way, way worse. And the scriptures speak about earthquakes in diverse places, which I'll get in a second. Verse 6, Ezekiel 35:6, therefore as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. All right, and this is the Roman Empire getting a taste of its own medicine again. Because you listen, Esau's trying to worry about us and demonizing us about how we're going to be these errorists and under these different groups and categories. But the real thing he got to worry about is these natural disasters the Most High is going to smite you with, man. Okay, the Most High can hit you with an earthquake, a hurricane, and a tornado at the same time, man. In the same spot if you want. And what you gonna do about that? Not a goddamn thing, man. All right? That's what you really got to worry about. But see, Esau is focused on demonizing us, making us the scapegoats. All right? Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills and in thy valleys and in thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. All right? And that's what happened during Mount Vesuvius. I mean, they say the lava was traveling at about 20 miles an hour at certain points. Now, that don't sound like too much because we're used to driving cars, man. But if you don't catch the warning, if you don't have a good day's notice or a good 12 hours notice, you cannot really outrun 20 miles an hour, man. You can't. You can't. You can do it for a little bit. If you got a horse, you can probably do it. But if that volcano ash or that lava gets the drop on you at 20 miles an hour, it's gonna catch your ass, man. Okay, and that's just the lava. All right, that's all. What killed a lot of people was the smoke. A lot of people got just buried and cocooned in just thick volcanic ash, just like a soot, like a silt. Okay. You breathe that in and you die, man. But it was so thick, it literally engulfed people. It like mummified some certain people, man. They were so well insulated, their whole bodies was preserved because no air got in there. That's how much ash and volcanic ash just covered people, man. Okay, that was a very grievous death, and that happened all through, from all the way down to Mount Vesuvius. Mount Vesuvius is a little bit east of Naples. All right, so you got Naples here. Mount Vesuvius is right there, right below it, southeast. All right, and then way down here was the vacation town of Pompeii. All right, down here it's like a resort area, and basically, you know, Naples, Mount Vesuvius, it erupted and then it flowed down into Pompeii, man. Okay, and he horrifically judged those people during Vulcanalia, which is the high holy day of Esau here, which he doesn't openly celebrate it anymore, but it's still that spirit is here, you know. And it says, that's basically it on that. Let me play some more of this video.
It's coming to fruition. Here's a great YouTube channel I follow. Watch her.
Guys, panic in Naples, panic in Italy. Who's panicking? Of course, the residents are panicking again because they heard the roar again and everything was shaking at a high magnitude. I'll tell you what it was right away, but the tourists, they felt it in their hotel rooms, especially in the higher up hotel rooms. They were in panic because most of them are probably not used to this. There's a lot of tourists coming from other European countries, Germany, Austria, sort of thing. They're not used to earthquakes, and maybe some of them have heard about the potential supervolcano Campi Flegrei and decided, despite the risk, still to go. But then you can imagine that maybe you rethink your decision if you're in bed and it starts shaking. So not good what has happened. So before we talk about...
And then overnight, more earthquakes. Last night, you saw that map that she was showing of all the recent earthquakes, and that was just a few days ago. That was a few weeks ago. And overnight, again, more tremors, more earthquakes. Big earthquake just hit Portugal overnight, by the way, and hitting Europe. And, you know, most of the attention has been on this, right? The mother of all volcanoes, Mount Vesuvius there.
There it is.
Frankly, guys, like, this is the least of it. Mount Vesuvius, because Italy right now is a hotbed of volcanic activity. The entire region is on fire and ready to burst. And this has been well documented. We'll get to sort of the government like hypocrisy on this.
Lots of, and Mount Vesuvius is the mother of it all. That's what erupted in 79 AD during the time of Pompeii. Okay, now this is, let me get it here. Okay. Mark 13:8, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. See, troubles is very ominous because you don't know what that trouble could mean. You know, when it goes into more detail, you read Revelation. I mean, Salakia, 2 Ezra 15 and 16. All right, and then you know, we got a good. The scriptures paint a good image of Jacob's trouble, okay? But those earthquakes in diverse places and famines, those are the beginning of sorrows, as the scriptures say. So this is the sign. This is an indicator, man. Diverse places goes into cities, man. All over the place, I'm gonna feel this. And I got an alert last night that Australia had a major earthquake go off of its coast, going into Indonesia in that area. Okay, on the north side of Australia. All right, and these things could easily cause tsunamis or a whole slew of tsunamis. Okay, the Most High can hit you with a volcano, a tsunami, an earthquake, a tornado, a monsoon at the same damn time. All right, and it looks like a horror movie when you see a volcano, man. Like a really bad one. It looks like a horror movie, man. It looks almost like made up, but it's not. Let me see if I can get an image of one real quick. Okay. Trying to avoid this. So much shit is AI now, man. You know, trying to get some real images here. But you got something called volcanic lightning, man. All right. That's a volcano in there, okay? And you literally gonna have, let me go back to it. This is a good image of one. All right. Now that lightning is called volcanic lightning, okay? And the reason that happened is because so much, the air composition changes so much. There's so much volcanic ash in the air, it causes the magnetic fields in the earth to act up, man. And so lightning, these dipoles, they start striking all across there, man. All right. It's a horrific sight, man. I'm telling you. And it'll look like that dark during the daytime. All right. You got volcanic winters, they call. All right.
In a second, but she was just referring to, of course, Cample Fleury, and am I saying that right? Cample Fleury, and this is the Phlegraean Fields. It's hard to say because like I stick them together. I'm not good with the Italian. But the Phlegraean Fields, which have all of these volcanoes underneath and into the Gulf of Naples and on land, this whole area is a hotbed. And of course, the Washington Post today, Europe's most dangerous volcano rumbles, and Italy Italians weigh the risk. As the Phlegraean Fields volcano awakens, scientists debate the peril posed by a monster thought to have caused the most violent eruption of prehistoric Europe. Yes, Europe destroyed before. And wiping out all of the Neanderthals 39,000 years ago. Like, you want to play with this? Okay. And that seems to be what the Italian government is doing right now. I want to quote the Washington Post today. A number of scientists are warning of possible tipping point, but no one more so than Giuseppe Mastrolorenzo, a senior researcher within Italy's National Institute of Geophysics and Vulcanology, who's engaged in a public fight with the agency that he serves, arguing it's not taking the threat seriously enough.
So this guy's the expert. This is the last point I'll let him make, and then we'll shut it down after this last precept. But this guy's the expert. He's an expert in volcanology. He knows what's going on, and he's crying out to his own people. All right? Like, y'all got to listen to me, okay? He's trying to warn you.
He describes a worst-case scenario in which a deep fissure opens in the earth, spewing a mushroom cloud of noxious gas, superheated ash, pyroclastic.
You know what that looked like? The whole earth just opened up. It's not even a... Most people think of a volcano, they don't think about a super volcano. They think about a big mountain protruding out of the earth and it squirts out some... No, there's volcanoes that you can't even see them. They believe the caldera of this earthquake is off the coast of Italy, like that whole little big area off the coast of Italy. It's one big gigantic caldera. Now the caldera is the opening point at the top of a volcano. It's called the caldera. All right. That they believe that whole big Bay Area is just one big thing, and the rest of it's underground. Now volcano that big and that wide, it'll literally just open the earth up, man. Big ass fissure. It looked like something off Hellboy or some shit, man. All right. It looked like you playing Diablo, a video game or some shit, man. All right. The Lord gonna do that. And imagine a giant big plume, noxious gas. I mean, that shit'll put you in the spirit world you breathe it in. All right, very high in sulfur. Okay.
Material. At night, emissions would be wreathed in lightning bolts. At night, emissions would be wreathed in lightning bolts. The view of the coastline would be shrouded by a deadly black veil. In the aftermath, white, gray ash and rock would blanket the land. So here's the beautiful coastline today. Fly your pretty drone down this beautiful coastline. Want to go off to Ischia, beautiful island, or maybe Capri? You want to go off? Yeah. Destroyed is what's coming. In other words, this entire region would be destroyed. He says even a small eruption would devastate and destroy the entire metropolitan area of Naples. 3 million people killed. Yeah, but they're just...
And Naples is an old ass city, man. It's existed since the OG Roman Empire, man. The Lord has allowed that place. He spared it. He's reserved it unto judgment. It's due. It's due to be destroyed. Okay, Naples, Florence, Rome. Okay, Milan. It's due to be destroyed, man. All right. And volcanic ash tends to leave behind really, really, really good soil, man. Really good soil. Some of the best foods, coffees you can grow, beans and crops, they have a lot of volcanic ash mixed into the soil. So once It would be a path the Lord just wiped them all out, and then we get all of that good soil afterwards, you know. And then and then we get some really good, you know, wine and flour, and the real good things of the earth, man. All right, Esau's managed to inject plastic into every damn thing, you know. Anyway,
ignoring it. This area has been the stage for more than 70 eruptions in the past 15,000 years, the worst, which included catastrophic environmental shifts. There's compelling evidence that the Phlegraean fields right now are waking up, ground deformation, which is a common occurrence, thousands of earthquakes, another warning sign, and the ominous rising of 2,000-year-old ruins. Oh, we didn't know where these ruins were before, and guess what? We can all see them now. They came out of the earth. Something out of Indiana Jones or something. All of these ruins have just emerged.
You see, the Lord gonna show y'all some things, man. This came out of the earth. That show you the Lord can just spawn things up, man. The Lord can dig things up. He can hide things. He can obscure things. You know. Jake asking, "Where's the Ark of the Covenant?" Don't worry about it, man. All right.
Ground. Yes, ruins that have been buried for millennia now just shooting up out of the ground. Surfacing due to all this hypothermal forces right now. All of this points to one outcome: explosive volcanic activity. Why is the Phlegraean fields so uniquely perilous, though? Because it's not just one volcanic edifice there that we're talking about. It's not just Vesuvius. There's a massive caldera under the water and under that land, and there are huge warning signs: earthquakes, rising ground levels, changing fumarole.
Anyway, Vulcanalia, August 23rd. Vulcanalia is the feast day of Vulcan, Roman god of fire and metalworking. According to myth, his forge is located beneath a fire mountain. That's why we named them volcanoes. So volcanoes, the name volcano comes after the myth that the god Vulcan is underneath it working a forge with his hammer. All right, that's where it comes from, and it's a holiday just like Saturnalia. All right, you have Vulcanalia. All right, last precept, I'm closing it out, Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build it, but I will throw it down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh hath indignation forever. All right, so with that, I'll end it there. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call halal Yahweh b'Hashem Yahweh Shai b'Hashem Rachak da Shalom. Kwam Yasharallah. On to the next.